Welcome back for another NoGi Drillers guide session. Today we are going over, Brandon wanted to work on his butterfly guard and getting into the single X position, going from single X to what we call the short hook. Some people call it the Langy hook, and then from there going to double X, knocking your opponent down and then being able to attack the foot, doing a straight ankle lock from this position. So the big thing that I noticed when Brandon's doing these drills is his knee to hip ratio. So his knee line is going out past his hip line, which is really dangerous because you lose the stability and the strength in your hips when your knees go past your hips. You should keep your knees in line with your hips or closer to your chest as much as possible to keep proper strength so that your opponent doesn't just collapse your legs and then they have the ability to pass your guard. So kind of right now, that's what I'm going over right now, is I'm explaining to him that he can't keep reaching his knee line out too far, and then also that his feet need to work on being a little bit more sticky when they're connecting behind my legs, so that I don't just kick them off effortlessly and then he loses the position. Now from there, I'm trying to explain to him how he needs to keep that so I don't just step over or I don't just roll out of the position, that he needs to make sure that his feet are constantly keeping some type of connection. So like as of right now, I'm explaining to him, I'm putting my butterflies in, my knees are coming in, they're sucking my opponent in closer, and then once they do that, I'm starting to work on getting his heel up in the air. That's where a lot of the pressure comes from if you want to knock people down and get people to make mistakes really quickly. As you're doing these different guards, single X, double X, all these positions, I'm trying to put my opponent on their heels so that all they can do is be on their toes, which makes them more unstable and has to offset their base constantly. So even right here, if you're looking at Brandon's foot, his hooks are not staying in, they're over. They should be right behind my legs right now. Both of his toes should be constantly like trying to wrap around my legs so he gets that ability to actually have control and I can't just step right over it. Then from there, as he's dropped me forward, I'm explaining that he can do the straight ankle lock from this position as well. So whether I go backwards or forwards, you can finish the straight ankle lock either way from that double X position. So, he pulls butterfly guard, he scoops the foot, he brings it into the hip line, and then from there he's shooting for the short hook and then shooting for either the double X or the single X. Just really depends on kind of what your opponent's doing. The biggest thing is that no matter whether you're good or bad at drilling, is that you're constantly drilling. If you're not at least drilling every week, your game's not going to evolve to the next level. You can live roll all you want and you can do all the resistance training you want, but if you're not teaching your body these little details and actually trying to come in and like go to the whiteboard and write down, okay, I did double X today, but there's areas that it doesn't feel tight in, there's areas that I'm not getting good exposure or good control out of, or my opponents are constantly escaping. Your job while drilling is to constantly be sitting here analyzing every little detail of every transition if you want to improve your game. So I appreciate you guys watching this episode. Stay tuned for more episodes in the future.